Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karina, and this video has been in the works for at least a month. I've been procrastinating filming this because this is kind of vulnerable for me, and I'm a little bit nervous about putting myself out there in such a vulnerable way, but I understand that I need to record this before I'm able to make any other video, and it's kind of like a progression sort of situation. So today's video is going to be about why I quit the Doctorate of Nursing Practice program. In other words, a nurse practitioner program that I was in that I wasn't loving. And I'll start from the beginning. So it all started when I was about 15, and my best friend at the time was vegan, and she inspired me to go vegan. So it was mostly for weight loss reasons for me at the beginning, and then as time progressed, I developed like an ethical purpose for it as well as environmental, and obviously there are so many health benefits to being vegan or adopting a plant-based diet. But after I went vegan, I read all the books, I followed all the bloggers, all the podcasters. I became really passionate about health. I was really fascinated by how food impacted our body, and I was excited about helping others achieve health through nutrition. Throughout high school, I thought about being a dietitian, an MD, and finally I came across the path of a nurse practitioner, which is when you get your nursing degree, and then after you get your nursing degree, you go into graduate school to get a master's degree and become a nurse practitioner. Basically, at like 18 years old, I made a decision about what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, which is what a lot of people are forced to do because that's it. Like, that's just what you're supposed to do at 18. You're supposed to make this decision as if you know anything about anything, and you're supposed to just go with it. So that's kind of what I decided, that I was going to be a nurse practitioner. Fast forward to nursing school, I understood that I wasn't enjoying my clinicals, I wasn't enjoying the coursework, I wasn't excited about being a nurse, but I kind of continued on with it, and then I graduated and found a job in the operating room, which I actually love, thankfully, because I was really worried there for a second that I would be in a job that I absolutely hated. But nonetheless, because I made this decision, at 18 that I was going to be a nurse practitioner, and I didn't see myself working in the OR long term as far as for the rest of my life. So I figured that I need to go back to school and get my nurse practitioner so that I can just get all the schooling out of the way and then see where life takes me. And so I applied into the doctorate program, I got in, I majored in adult gerontology, and about a year into the program, I had more of the same thoughts of, this is not for me, I don't like this. I felt like I was being taught a traditional sick care model. We did have little caveats in our program about the holistic picture. It really wasn't the main point. Nutrition wasn't something that we focused on. The focus was mainly illness and then Band-Aid. Illness, Band-Aid. And it just didn't feel inspiring to me. I didn't feel connected with it. I didn't feel excited about it. I didn't feel like that's what I wanted to do. And yet I continued to do the coursework because I really didn't know what else to do. So I figured, what do I know? Might as well just do it. On top of that, it felt like pressure because I had already committed to it and I told people about it. And when I would voice my doubts, people would say, well, you're already doing it, just finish it, you're not gonna regret it. Basically, continuing to encourage me to just push through despite me feeling like I'm not excited about this at all. I was miserable, I was unhappy, and yet I was continuing to pursue it. So finally, this past winter of 2024/25, I really started to feel the effects of this decision. I noticed that I didn't really feel like I had my spark anymore. I didn't feel excited about hanging out with friends. I kind of felt like the days were all just blurred together and really like a block of gray. Like there was nothing that I was looking forward to as far as my career path, and that was like a really big red flag for me. And throughout this few months, I thought I wanted to become a mom. And looking back now, this was just me hiding from making a decision about school, about my future, about my life as far as my career. and in general. And thankfully, with the help of my therapist, I was able to kind of realize that maybe I'm not ready for that stage in my life yet. Maybe, it's biting off a little bit more than I can chew. So I kind of recognized that the biggest issue for me was the fact that I don't want to continue this program, and I realized that I just need to quit. I'm not doing it for the right reasons. I'm not doing it because of genuine, pure excitement and desire to do and pursue this career path. It was more so because of a decision that I had made a while ago, and it was also for fear of not knowing what else I would be doing. And I finally decided that I'm just gonna quit. So basically I'm just mastering out. So I'm gonna have a master's, just so all the coursework up to this point isn't for granted. I can also get a boost in pay at my workplace. That's that. Upon making the decision, I was very much relieved, actually. I didn't ask anybody for advice. When I made the decision that I was going to quit, I did not ask anybody's opinion, because I knew at that point that I was still very susceptible to, the self-doubt, and it's kind of a big decision to make, and I wanted it to purely come from the heart and from my own instinct and gut feeling, and not from somebody else's logical perception of what I should be doing. I emailed the counselors, the professors, and basically altered the course of my life. And I can't explain how freeing that was for me. I felt like I could breathe again. And maybe that sounds dramatic, but I genuinely felt like this was weighing me down beyond belief. I felt like I was getting that excitement back up again. I started to feel like, oh my gosh, like the world is my oyster. I can do anything I want. I can create whatever I want, and I can just live the life that I want. And the unknown became a source of curiosity and excitement rather than fear and dread. Because now I know that I'm going to make decisions based on what I really want to be doing. And at this point in time, what I want to be doing is working in my OR job, film videos, grow my Instagram, and hopefully start a podcast. I want to travel. I want to spend time with loved ones, with friends, and really just savor every moment and see where life takes me. So, moral of the story, if you are feeling unhappy right now and you don't know why, evaluate your decisions. Evaluate what your commitments are, what your relationships are, what are you doing, what are you pursuing on a daily basis. Even if you're not pursuing it actively or consciously, when you evaluate what am I spending my time on, that's what you're investing into your future. And if you're not spending your time in the ways that you want to be, and if you don't feel like your time investments are going to lead you to a goal that you want to pursue or achieve, then you should maybe change course. And it might be very difficult because you expose yourself to judgment from other people, opinions from other people, your own self-doubt combined with those things, and you may feel a little bit lost. But I think for me, a big thing has been taking the time daily to reflect on what it is that I want to be doing through journaling, through meditation, through therapy, through talking to my husband, my friends, people who I feel like can be objective as far as advice, and at the end of the day, make the decision that you feel is best for yourself, independent of everybody else's opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, and you are responsible for it. You can't blame anyone for your mistakes, for your decisions, because you're an adult, and it's your responsibility to create the life that you want to be living. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this was maybe encouraging if you feel lost or if you find yourself in a similar situation that I was in. I'll be making more videos about how I feel like my life has changed after making this decision. Particularly, I started going to the gym consistently. I developed a consistent morning routine. I feel so much more productive and in alignment with what I truly want to be doing, and it feels really freeing. It feels exciting, and I'm really pumped to see what's next. I will be filming videos and taking you guys on the journey with me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is. Thank you.